On the 22nd of April 1950, the superior of the monastery, his name was Butros Yunus, he got permission from the patriarch to open up the tomb of Saint Sharbel, and of course there were doctors there were scientists there to test the body of Saint Sharbel, and this was done without any knowledge of the people. But people came from all over Lebanon at the time, and the square in front of the monastery was just a sea of people. And what was happening at the time was that it was they say that heaven was open because miracles were taking place. People were being cured basically on the spot, and there was bells being rung every time that they heard of miracles being taking place. And that day, and for the next few days or weeks afterwards, it was a sea of people at the monastery of Anaya. His body now, where it is placed currently, was put there on the 7th of August in 1952. And he was beatified at the end of the Vatican II, at the end of the Second Vatican Council on December the 5th in 1965. Pope Paul VI, in his homily, he says that Saint Sharbel has brought the beatification of Saint Sharbel brings a close to one of the biggest ecumenical council, one of the biggest church gatherings in church history. So, and he says it was a great bringing together, an expression of the bringing together of the East and the West of the church. So an Eastern saint bringing an end to a council that's taking in the West. He says on top of that, he says, at this time where the church is seeking how to restore the kingdom of Jesus, Saint Sharbel comes and reminds us of unity of God, of unity with God in prayer, in fasting and in abstinence. So Saint Sharbel is a reminder to the church, even in this day, of how it has to become a saint. So when the church wants to be renewed, when the church wants to know how to bring the kingdom of Jesus Christ to everyone else, Saint Sharbel is the reminder. That's according to Paul VI, who himself is going to be canonized in October this year. So Saint Sharbel is an old saint. He reflects the Maronite Church from its very beginnings, because he himself is a monk. So he's like Saint Maroon, and he follows the monastic life, the life of prayer, the life of abstinence, the life of fasting. But he is also a monk for the church in the here and the now, for this day as well. And as a person, Saint Sharbel, like I said, in him we see Jesus Christ, and I think that's enough to say how important he is to the East and to the West.